As I leave Anigo Natasha, from Africa queen to warrior, I compare wifey to my past. A peace of mind in our water. I'm all legit, I they say, God of money, I may work it. Blessings say, when God make you to marry your own karma. Wifey raise voice for education. Now I take off from police station. This not the only woman if you train this guy. I beg which day I turn railway line. But it's a normal thing for couples to fight. Did I go from peace of mind to pieces of mind? Peace of mind.
Guys, this is another episode that needs gele, that the gele has to come. And this December, I think it's gonna be Dirty December on YouTube. So those of us that we don't have money to go to Nigeria to go and do Dirty December, YouTube is about to become Dirty December, and I'm here to make it beautiful, exotic, and you know, worth your money and your time. Guys, let's dive into this video. Hello everyone. Apparently I should say Vlogmas stroke Dirty December on YouTube, because tell me why a man in his 50s with experience of multiple women will go from frying pan into fire. Like, I just don't understand it. Can people please help me make it make sense? Oh, I lost my manners. Anyway guys, my name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as Start Mom of 5 and also known as CMO5 Kanduko. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So like I said, this is Dirty December, and please guys, like I said, the gale is back. I need you guys to suggest to me what I should term this playlist. You know how we did Redna Daniels, we did Keeping Up with Nedu Okwa, Redna Daniels' family. Guys, I need you guys to give me like a very sweet name, so that I can put all this video in a place for you, because this is not the only video you're going to get from me. There's going to be further updates which I've got listed here, and I don't want to put everything into one video. I don't want this video, if at all, if I'm going to be doing this episode on the Tuface Idibia and Natasha, I want to put it in like short videos that you can watch in about 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes. So guys, suggest me a name to title this episode of Dirty December stroke Vlogmas. Yes, I know this video is meant to come at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. in the evening, but guys, I can't wait. I can't hold on to the tea. I need to put it out here on the street. So guys, just before we start into the big issue, because this case of Tuface and Natasha, it has come in lots of episodes, and I'm going to be bringing them in those subsequent videos for you. So I'm going to be talking about the fact that yes, all of the stories that has been happening in the past concerning this couple, and they've come out to debunk the fact that Nami Tokam, Tuface Nayin Tokam, there's been lots of expose that has been made. So one of them, I've got my note because I want to list all of the videos you guys are going to get after this one. So one, the fact that Natasha is still married to another man without Tuface knowing, that video is coming. The fact that Tuface and Natasha, they owe people salary, they don't pay salary. So what is all this talk of Natasha get money, Natasha family are billionaires, and what is Tuface doing with all of his money? That video, we're going to discuss it separately, because we're going to watch what people said in regards to the fact that they are still owing people money, and also for the fact that Natasha is actually controlling Baba, the legend. Hey, I pray this should not be from grace to grass. So I pray it should not be. So allegedly, Natasha is controlling Baba's money. That video is going to come separately. Another fact that Tuface is not fully divorced from Annie, allegedly. That video is coming also. The fact that Natasha is bad for business. Yes, that there have been business partners, people who want to make music with Tuface. One of them is Odumodu. Yes, that video is coming. The fact that actually touched my heart, which I saw this one, was the fact that his daughter came out and said, my dad do not deserve this. Hence why I said, how do you go from frying pan into fire? Could Tuface actually really be the problem here? Because like he has how many baby mamas? I would want to think that if you've been able to deal with women and you have babies with them, you should be like, you should be streetwise. But it seems that Tuface is not streetwise. So that video is also coming. And how Daddy Freeze himself collected water from the Nerega. that is also coming. And also in another video that you guys are going to get is Tuface's recent appearance at an event with Natasha. And you guys, you all remember that Natasha just put bed, right? I think she put bed, she had a bouncy baby boy. We've not seen images, but I think we saw a message. And the fact that anytime they do woto, they come out and start calling, you know, giving each other public display of affection. Hey, great dad, honorable this, fine babe, like Anyway, I just said I should come quickly to introduce this episode or this series of Tuface and Natasha to you guys. And before we go, I'm going to drop an audio here, which was actually done by our lovely Abby. You guys know Abby here, our Gen Z resident, right? You guys know Abby. So Abby runs a show on Uncle Beno's channel called Recap Central with Abby. I'm going to put a screenshot here, and I believe she does that show once a week. So please go to Uncle Beno's channel and go and watch all other subsequent recap that Abby has done. So, you know, when it comes to, like, for example, Abby did that recap on the Danish Deception. She recapped all of the 26 episodes, all of the 26 parts of that video. So she did an amazing job. So if you want to listen to that Danish Deception, Abby did a recap on Uncle Beno's channel. So I'm going to put a banner of our, you know, our page of our session there, okay? And also Abby, as you know, as good as she is, giving us a short summary of how this matter started with Tuface and Natasha. So I'm going to put it here for you guys to listen to it, and then every other video you're going to get after this one will be me discussing those few stuff I mentioned to you earlier about, you know, what they've been up to. So here how Abby has given us a summary of what has been happening for those of you who have not been following or who suddenly got caught in the middle of what is going on. So here how Abby put a recap there for us.
We woke up one morning and we woke up one morning and Tuface had put a video out to talk about Natasha, pretty much, right? Saying that Natasha is the love of his life, blah, 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 and he's done with Annie. And then a couple minutes later, the video was gone. It got deleted off his page. And then the next thing, Tuface brought another video. The thing is, he wasn't even looking at the camera. So it was just a bit weird. But we put on that video saying, "Na me talk calm, na me be too baba, na me talk calm." And we're just here like, who is fighting with this one? We're not fighting with you. Okay. Thanks for that information. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say the reason he did that was because it was written on his Insta story that video, his account was hacked. Do you remember?
Mhm.
His account was hacked, right? Now, today, we know that was his management trying to do damage control. But stay with me, just stay with me. So that happened, and then the next thing, we start seeing this woman all over. Tuface is going here, Tuface is going there. Tuface was always in Edo State or Abuja, of which we know that Tuface is based in Lagos. So it was a bit weird, right? Anyway, nothing happened. We moved on. The next big thing that happened was, of course, we saw what happened with Annie. Annie was distraught. And we started to hear from Tiwa Savage and Toke Makinwa. We started to hear rumors that Annie was abusing substance and was in rehab, and she had like this huge injury on her leg and was getting better, right? But we never really heard anything from Annie. It was just rumors and, you know, a few things here and there. I think Tiwa's ex-husband as well came and said one nonsense that was unnecessary, if that makes sense. Cool. So that was the next big thing that happened now was his mom came out and said her son is not responding in his usual fashion. There's a bead, some sort of piece of jewelry that her son has started wearing that's insinuating that Natasha had done something to him spiritually, right? So juju, that kind of thing. And her son is not acting normal. We should come and help her. She called DSS and EFCC, National Police. There's nobody she did not tag that year. That they should please come and help her. Where is DSS? Blah, blah, blah. Everybody was like, mama, you that everybody knows is close. You are the one that they said, you know, there was rumors before that they said that she's the one that controls Tuface. She does not like Annie. She's the one causing confusion. We're like, if you control your son this much, why are you coming to us? How can we help you? That was that. And then the next thing, we moved on. I said the next big thing is they now did that wedding. That was somehow one kind of wedding. The camera was looking like CCTV camera. Allegedly, they used to take the pictures. The outfit was not giving. We're like, what's going on? We saw the mother there smiling. All of us were like, mama, is it not you that came to disturb DSS? and everybody about your son's behavior, that they've kidnapped your son. That was the word she used. Kidnapped her son, and her son is no longer in Lagos, and the son is always in Edo State. What's going on? They did that wedding. The next thing that happened is we now saw that Natasha was pregnant. Allegedly, or allegedly, even if it's not me, it's on the internet. It's not that, but allegedly, Sha. The next thing we saw was that Natasha was showing, baby bump, small, here and there, baby bump. Like, okay, no wahala. The next thing, we're sitting down one day. Mind you, this whole time, Annie is living her life. Annie's going out. Annie's looking good. She's not come out of rehab, in quotes, looking good. And then, in fact, the first thing that we noticed was that Annie's daughter had her graduation, if anybody remembers. And a lot of blogs were like, Tuface did not go for the graduation. This is weird, right? But nobody made it a big deal. We just thought, a strange couple who sometimes co-parenting can be funny, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying that for a reason, because I just want everybody to piece the story together. Maybe it will start to make sense. All of the things we saw, we did not understand. Now, the management is also saying that so many times, Tuface will post something in quotes, Tuface in quotes would post something, right? And all of a sudden, it would get deleted. So now, Tosa and Kaka are saying that it is them that usually delete it, because we're meant to be promoting music and promoting important things. Natasha will come and post about their love. Do you understand? But that's not what we promote here. And Daddy Freeze even confirmed. Daddy Freeze, for those that don't know, is one of Tuface's old friends. Daddy Freeze said that Tuface was meant to be his best man for his very first marriage. But Tuface couldn't make it due to all of this label, whatever. And Blackface, for those that don't know who Blackface is part of Plantation Boys. Tuface was once a part of Plantation Boys, which included Tuface, Blackface, and another guy called Faze. So Blackface, who was Tuface's best friend at the time and part of his band, actually represented Tuface at Daddy Freeze's wedding. I'm saying this to say that Daddy Freeze goes way back with Tuface. So there's so much that he knows about Tuface, and Tuface is one of his close friends in the industry. So even on the live stream, Daddy Freeze actually confirmed that yes, Tuface is not the sort of person to be posting about his love life for no reason. So that was very weird, and they thought it was weird. Anyway, moving on now, in October, we're chilling, and then we hear that Tuface cancelled one of his London shows. He was in London. He cancelled his London shows because he got arrested by the police and was in custody. Now, we heard that as gist, and there was no evidence at the time. There was not a lot of information, but they said he got in an altercation with Natasha and the police got involved and he got arrested, and then that show was cancelled. So this news that has broken out today is from November. This thing happened in November. So that is how today Daddy Freeze's life, Kaka and Tosan, for those that don't know who those are the recently, I would say they just recently quit from his team. So they're meant to be a part of his team, promo, all of that stuff. Kaka, I believe, even used to be the one to handle a lot of his social media as well. So Kaka is the one that was deleting and they will upload and stuff like that, right? Kaka and Tosan have now confirmed that they have just recently quit after this London show because they are fed up of everything. So apparently, how this one started, this particular feed we're talking about started, was that the promoter that invited Tuface wanted to give Tuface £4,000 for him to have some money to spend around London if he needed anything, right? And then Tuface said, 1 second, send £1,000 to my son who is in university in Abuja. They called the son's name, I can't remember the son's name now, but they called the son's name in the live stream. Send that £1,000 to my son and give me £3,000 cash. The next thing, Natasha flared up and said, what do you mean? Give me all the money, blah, 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 blah. And then she started to move mad. And then somehow, this whole thing, Zion, that's the son's name, Zion is the name of the son, which it was even DF that mentioned the name of the son, because remember, DF is his friend. And then the next thing, they said they don't know how Natasha now got so hurt in her hand to the point where her bone was showing. That the cuts that Natasha had in her hand was so deep that they could see her bone. They don't know how it happened. It did not even make any sense how they went from that to this, right? And then the next thing that happened, this was, I was on live stream the whole time. Sister Rose and I were on the live stream that whole time. Don't worry. It was so deep. And then the next thing, apparently this fight happened in the presence of a minor, so they can't mention certain things because of the minor, based off of UK laws. They just said the minor was there, so certain things cannot be mentioned, and they can't say who the minor is. So I don't know who the minor is, if it's her child, if it's his child, if it's, I don't know. But the next thing, because Natasha, they were outside, right? They were outside. They said that it was a third party that saw it. That was a bit funny to me because it went from being inside to outside. But anyway, it was a third party that saw it. You know the way the UK is with protecting women? That's exactly how they said it, though. The way the UK is with protecting women, that third party now called the police. Right? That third party called the police. But thankfully, the minor was no longer there, because if the police now interviewed that minor, it would have been long for everybody. So time they were now talking, Natasha, don't say this, Tuface, don't say this. If you see that video, you see when Tuface was saying, don't say anything, don't say anything. They said, don't talk, because of, anything you say can be used against you. You know the rules now. So that's how the police got involved. Tuface was held in custody for 24 hours and then he got released. That is why that show was cancelled. Right? Wow. So that's basically the story. Now, Kaka and Tosa are saying that it's not the first time. Natasha is always throwing bottles at Tuface, and in that process, both of them and other members of the crew would usually get hits here and there, trying to separate and all. They also said that once Tuface got released from custody and came back, they had a conversation with Tuface. They wanted to speak to them, like, guys, what's up? What's going on? And they said that Tuface was saying he's a house husband. He's nothing. That for every time Tuface wanted to talk, Natasha would say, shut up, we'll be holding his mouth. That they did not want Tuface to talk, but they're saying that it happens a lot. They even brought in other artists. They brought in an artist called Spyro, how she restricted Spyro from Tuface's social media, right?
Allegedly.
She allegedly restricted, because for any time she doesn't like something, she would either find a way to make sure that Tuface doesn't see the message or doesn't see the call. So she would delete messages, she would archive messages, she would restrict people, things like that. Because the thing is, restriction is very different from blocking. When you restrict somebody on Instagram, they cannot see that you blocked them, so they will just assume that you're ignoring them. Only you. So you don't get notifications when they send you messages. You don't see anything they send you, except you deliberately go on their page to search for it. So Tuface would not have known that Spyro was trying to get in touch with him, and Spyro would not have known that Tuface soft blocked. So restriction is called soft blocking. Would not have known that Tuface soft blocked him, if that makes sense, right? So now, if you piece everything together, the full story or the conclusion is she's aggressive. She's controlling. She wants Tuface's money to come to her accounts, and then she's the one that kind of disburses funds, pretty much. In fact, one of the guys, Tosan, alleged that the way his marriage works, that's and Natasha always says, I love the way your marriage works because your wife is the one that handles the funds. And Tosan said, he said to her, listen, my wife handles the funds in our marriage because she manages money really well, but she does not stop me from what I want my money. If I tell her I want X amount of money, she gives it to me. So don't say you're using my marriage as an example, because my wife does not control my funds. She's just the better person with money, right? So I don't know if I'm missing anything else. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Am I missing anything? Yeah, Uncle Bear, that's all. That's a quick recap of what's happened or how we got to this point. Oh, sorry. One last thing as well. Daddy Freeze, early this year, I heard this one with my ears on Daddy Freeze's live. I actually tried to find it, but Daddy Freeze, his lives are long and stuff is hard, and his lives are not always on the same topic. You can go left and right, so you might not be able to find something if you're looking for it. Daddy Freeze had said earlier, when certain things was happening, he came on his live stream. I think Olu Menten even called on that live stream, and he said that they've actually tried to intervene before. They've actually given an attempt at an intervention privately. He said at the first meeting, the one where he went to go and eat catfish, he went with his wife, Taste Buds. He went with his older brother, Hyacinth. His older brother was around in Nigeria. His older brother doesn't live anymore. He lives in Nigeria anymore, but he was around. And they invited Tuface to talk to him that, bro, you're acting strange. This is not you. What's going on, right? Tuface did not show up. The second time was a call. Olu Menten, who now lives in America, called, and everybody called. They put him on the phone. Tuface did not attend the phone call, right? And they said that they have tried. This was on Daddy Freeze's live stream earlier this year. Daddy Freeze also confirmed it on this live stream this evening, right?
Okay.
That they have tried and they've not been able to intervene. Instead, what Tuface did was Tuface now said to bring Natasha around them. Tuface got Natasha to call. So Daddy Freeze went to Abuja sometime. Tuface met up with him and Natasha, right? And then they tried to, get Natasha to, get acquainted with with Daddy Freeze and was Daddy Freeze's wife, Taste Buds. And then that's how Daddy Freeze came back and said, "Oh, Natasha is actually a nice woman. She's okay." Wishing them the best, thinking that all was well, not knowing that really and truly all of these other things were going on behind the scenes. And actually, their initial suspicion was right that Tuface is acting weird. What is all these post and deletes? Why would they be calling Tuface? Tuface would not pick. That Tuface has never been someone that doesn't pick his phone. And that's the same thing that his mother said, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all.
So with that recap from Abby, you guys see that she actually did an amazing job. How lovely would it be if she's coming on all the time to come to this recap, right? So guys, leave all of your thoughts and opinion in the comment section based on that recap that Abby gave us about what's been happening and how this whole shenanigans happened. Yes, from that recap, Abby touched up on the things that I said I'm going to be bringing the videos, but like I said, I don't want these videos to be too long. Please let me know what your thoughts and opinion are in the comment section. And I've got a question for you. When it was announced that Tuface Baba Natasha had given birth to a baby, I dropped a comment to say that he is starting the journey he has already done and dusted. He's starting it again. Tu Baba has how many children? And he has a child who is of university age. And him being 50-year-old or so, starting to have more babies. Like, when do you actually want to have time for yourself? That was why I said the journey that he has already ended is now starting to with another woman again. And like I've always said, I don't know why some men, when they leave a relationship, the next thing is they're starting another family. It's understandable if the woman they are starting a family with does not have a child of her own. But if you're starting a family or you're starting a relationship with a woman who already has children of her own, and you, the man, you are coming with excess luggages as well, even though the woman has her own baggages, why are you having more freaking babies? Why? Anyway, that's just why I thought, yeah, somebody gave me a water back, but I just ignored that person. With that being said, guys, if you've watched to this moment, thank you so much. And please, like I said, suggest a title, suggest a name for me, so that anytime I come with the next video, I will just say catching up with or something with Natasha and Tuface. Guys, thank you so much. If you've watched to this now, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, share this video, because this is Dirty December on the street of YouTube, and I'm about to make it juicier, juicy, succulent for you guys. Don't touch that, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye for now. Bye.